Joining us right now, he's the anchor of Special Report on Fox News Channel every weekday at 6 p.m. He's Bret Baier. And Bret, let's just address the elephant in the room right away. We are both incredibly dismayed to learn that Jake Tapper of CNN prefers cats over dogs. Bret Baier, are you a cat person or a dog person?
I'm a dog person.
See,
there
thank
you
you
go.
very much.
Definitively a dog person. I think cats have agendas.
Hidden
agendas.
agendas.
They're just sneaky. There's something about them. I don't know.
All right. Well, we will address this with Jake Tapper on Twitter.
You continue to remain high in our esteem.
All right. Now let's talk about speaking of agendas, $1.1 trillion in a spending bill, and it seemed to go over well with both sides of the aisle there in the Senate and in the House. Will there be repercussions for the Republican leadership? Because we're hearing a lot of grumblings from grassroots Republicans about this.
Yeah, I think, there are people that are not happy with it, obviously, but largely the Republican Party thought that not fighting over this is a good thing in the big picture. And I think that they think that benefits them more than having this fight over this specific spending. And, listen, it does get, it is, all the critics say that it spends far more and along the same lines as we've been spending. But it does put back into process the regular order of Congress, which is pretty amazing that we've been this far away from it.
I've been watching of late, and you guys have been doing some great reporting on the Benghazi developments, and there have been quite a few because you've gotten your hands on some of these sort of secret documents from top secret hearings that were conducted on Capitol Hill, and learning a lot of interesting things about Benghazi.
Yeah, it started this week with Jennifer Griffin and James Rosen's reporting on the House Armed Services Committee Benghazi transcripts, and these are just the transcripts of the classified interviews that happened before that committee. And they came out, and we had them, and it was just straight reporting on what was said in those interviews. When the Senate bipartisan committee intel report came out yesterday, or 2 days ago now, I think it further moved that ball down the road that, one, Al-Qaeda, no matter if you call it core Al-Qaeda or Al-Qaeda splinter groups, Al-Qaeda in some way, shape, or form is involved, according to Democrats and Republicans. And two, that all signs point back to the State Department dropping the ball on security for the facility.
Yeah, and astonishingly, the report from the Senate, I thought, was really quite aggressive in saying that this could have been avoided.
Yeah, preventable. And those words, that this could have been preventable, are pretty devastating, and I think will likely come up in 2016.
I do, too.
Tom Coburn announced his retirement from the Senate yesterday, as well as Buck McKeon on the House side. Of course, we saw a whole handful of Democrats this week, including Jim Moran right here in Virginia. Does it seem to you that there are a lot more retirements being announced this year than normal?
It does. It really does. And I think it goes to show that Congress is not a fun place to be.
It's because of you people in the media,
It
Brad.
may be.
Yeah,
It may be because of us in the media. It may also be that it's tough to move things. It's tough to get a W on the board. And that's, I think becoming evident in some of these retirement statements. I'm surprised by Coburn. He's got an alternative bill for health care that he's moving. He's obviously the guy that comes forward with the pork book every year where the extra spending, and that was one that shocked me.
You talk about how it is a difficult place to move stuff, but you know what? I've always thought that's sort of an interesting argument. Well, nothing gets done. Well, you know what? Congress is designed, I think, by the Constitution to reflect the country. And the country is divided. Yeah. Why are we shocked that Congress is divided?
No, that's true. That's true. You're right. But I do think that there is this, when you go around the country, this frustration about Washington. And whether it's just an easy throwaway line or it's true, people say, God, nothing gets done there, and more that's an accurate line.
Hey, Bret Baier, we're coming up on the State of the Union address. Can you give us a little peek into the plans for Fox News' coverage? Are you guys going to be doing something special?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have complete coverage. I'll be anchoring the State of the Union coverage on Fox News Channel. Shepard Smith will do the broadcast coverage, and we'll have an expanded panel. We have this interaction with Bing, and so people will be able to real time make their feelings known about the president's speech. I think it's going to be an interesting speech. I mean, usually these things are not that exciting. They're usually laundry lists of things they want to get done. But when you're looking at a president in his fifth year, coming up on Congress that he really doesn't have a lot of juice, according to Democrats and Republicans up there, it's going to be interesting to watch how they frame it.
You know, you are the last interview we do during the week generally, and the sillies have set in by the time you get to us. and, you know, Larry asked you the cat-dog question, and there was another burning issue earlier in the program when we noted the passing of Russell Johnson, the guy who played the professor on Gilligan's Island.
I know.
And the question that we ask our audience, and we got a very, very strong debate going on about it, Ginger or Mary Ann?
See, I was always a Ginger person.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. I know.
I'm a little surprised.
I know. It's there was something about Ginger.
Well, you know, Bret Baier, as a journalist, you know there's always a good follow-up, and I have to ask you now, did it change from black and white to color with Ginger? Or did you...
Yeah, that's right. The color enhanced Ginger.
All right, good to know.
Hey, you're a good goose. Good to talk to you, Bret.
Have a good weekend,
All
Bret
right.
Baier. Fox News, of course, special report at 6 p.m. every week.